Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Listen, this is Friday, March 1st. It is my birthday month. March is my birthday month. All right. And listen, we're going to have a great show today. My name is Don Daniel, founder of P.I.L.L Method International, the better way to eliminate debt. And P.I.L.L stands for prepayment of principal, isolating the principal amount, leverage, and liquidity. And listen, folks, this show about 7% interest rates. People are holding back from purchasing right now because they're afraid of 7% interest rates, because they're taught to be afraid of 7% interest rates. Let me tell you something right now. Once you understand this is why we're dedicated on this show to helping people understanding how loans actually work. We're going to show you now. I had to point out something here, that it wasn't too long ago, and some of you have parents and grandparents that remember how they were able to pay off mortgages that had 12 and 18%. Listen, if you know anyone that had a 12 to 18% interest rate, put a number 1 in the chat. Somebody who told you my interest rate was 12, 18%. I mean, it was years ago, back in the 70s. Okay. Do you know anybody who's ever had an interest rate that high? And I'm telling you, some of you had grandparents and parents who had interest rates that high, and they paid off their mortgage. Would you like to see how anybody with an 18% mortgage can pay it off? So we don't have to be afraid of interest rates. So if you want to see that, put a number 9 in the chat. Put a number 9 in the chat if you want to see that. All right. And if you're on Clubhouse, come on over to YouTube so that you can watch and see this. We're going to put this on there. Okay. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and tell me if you want to know how somebody with an 18% mortgage can pay it off. Oh, by the way, I have to hold on for just a second. I dropped my pen. I need my pen to make notes with throughout the show. Okay. There we go. All right, so let me put something on the screen here. So we're going to put on a $70,000 mortgage, okay? Because mortgages were cheaper back then, okay? And we're going to put it in at 18%. 18% for 30 years. All right? I need you to see this. Here is the payment on a $70,000 mortgage at 18%. It was $1,054.96. $1,054.96. I want to show you something here that may shock you at first. Okay? Get this advertising off. All right? The amount of interest, if you let the bank have its way, and we don't want to do that. We want to understand how loans work from the very beginning and stop, and I mean absolutely stop, going into the bank unprepared and uneducated. We need to know how these loans work, and we need to teach it to our children. So on a $70,000 loan, if you pay the bank on its own terms, paying them every single month on time, here's how much interest they want. $309,785.60 interest on a $70,000 loan. How can they ever get out from under that? Now, people were not afraid to borrow at 12 to 18%. Why are we afraid to borrow at 7%? If you can afford the payment, If you can afford the payment, go ahead and purchase now. Don't wait. If you wait, the house will get more expensive, and you can't do anything about the house getting more expensive. But there is something you can do about the cost of money. There is something you can do about the cost of money, and we're going to talk about that right now. Okay? So let me show you this. We're going to scroll down, and it might be shocking at first. All right? In fact, let me make this just a little bit bigger on my screen. Oh, that's too big. All right, there we go. All right. So look how much when they make that payment, when they make this payment of $1,054.96, look how much went to principal. No wonder it was going to take 30 years to pay off $70,000 while all of this money was going to interest. The first thing you have to know about borrowing money and learning how to read an amortization schedule is this: control the principal payment and you control the loan. And interest payments you skip don't matter. That's the second thing. Control the principal payment and you control the loan. And interest payments you skip don't matter. So the way this thing is set up, the banking industry absolutely needs you never to know how they do this. You can't know how this works. It's not taught in school. It's not taught in grade school. It's not taught in college. It's not taught anywhere. Your real estate agent, to get their license, does not know how this works. Your loan officer that sold you your mortgage does not know how this works, because they don't need to know to get their license. They just need to know how to sell you a mortgage, and then how the different mortgage packages, how they can sell the different mortgage packages. But they don't need to tell you how the mortgage actually works. That's our job. You're going to get your education right here at the P.I.L.L method, and I need your help. I need your help to get this message out. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's number one. Make sure you like and comment on the videos. That's number two. All right. And then share. Tell people about it. Tell people that if you want to know about how these loans work, the only place on the internet, the only place on YouTube that's giving out this information for free, well, listen, we're giving it out for free, but you can't even pay somebody else to give it to you because they don't know it. Nobody else is teaching this. So let me show you what happens here. When you make your first payment, this is why it is so crucial for banks, for you, that the banks do not want you to know how this works. Let's say we make this payment in January. I just made my January payment. And when I make my January payment, okay, this much money, hold on for a second, I got a message coming in here. All right. Good morning. All right. Somebody sent me a message. Good morning. All right, folks. Listen, I want you to see this. We're going to pay this mortgage in January, and only $4.96 pays down on the $70,000. That's it. The banks make a heck of a lot of money because we don't know how to read this. And if we pay next month on time, then $5.03 will go to principal and $1,049.93 will go to interest. And then the next month, a little bit more goes to principal, a little less goes to interest. And that's how it goes, folks, until you finally pay back 360 months later, until you finally pay back $70,000 on this mortgage. But listen to this. You know that you can prepay. You can you can prepay on your mortgage, meaning you can give the bank money before it's due. And when you do that, you know you're going to save some interest and you're going to save some time. But we absolutely do not know how much interest and how much time, how much interest and how much time we're saving. I need you right now to understand this. I'm going to make my mortgage payment here, January. This is February's principal payment, $505.03. If you make your January payment, do you have to wait till February to give the bank this $5.03? The answer is no. You do not have to wait. If you make your regular mortgage payment in January and give the bank an extra $5.03, you're paid down to line 2 already, because they have to, that goes directly to principal. Do not pass go, do not collect $200. It goes directly to principal, this $5.03. They have to subtract that right away. And so now you're paid down to line 2 on your amortization schedule. And February's new payment is actually on line 3 of this schedule. That's how it works. That's how it works. So what just happened? For $5.03, not for over $1,000, not for $1,054. No, for $5.03, you just eliminated line 2 from this amortization schedule. You are compressing the amortization schedule. So payment number 1 is now touching payment number 3 because you gave the $5.03 early. This is what your bank does not want you to know. All right? Doesn't want you to know that. So what would happen if I gave them the $5.03 early? What happens to this $1,049.93 of interest on line 2? What happens to that? What happens to that? Listen, folks, I need you to start sharing. All right. And listen, we're live right now on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. Get the message out to people. They need to hear this. And you need to hear it too. If I give them this $5.03, good morning, good morning, good morning, Karan, good morning to you. All right. So listen, give them the $5.03. What happens to this $1,049.93? Okay. It's gone. You never have to pay it. You just saved yourself over $1,000 interest. It's almost inconceivable that I could save $1,000 in interest because of amortization, because I gave the bank $5.03 early. I need you to know what your return on investment is on that, because this is crazy money. This is crazy. Okay? Because if you invested $5.03, how long would it take you investing it at any interest rate? How long would it take you to make $1,049.93 interest, okay, on this? How long would it take you to make $1,000 interest? So let me show you something here. We're going to put in $1,049.93. We're going to divide it by $5.03. And then we're going to multiply the answer by 100. Equals 20,000%. 20,873% return on your money. Wait a second. That's what causing me to cough. 20,000 873% on your money. Where else can you invest and make that kind of money? So listen, folks, we were talking about our parents and our grandparents, all right, who paid off their mortgages at these horrendous rates. So if $5 could save us this, what would a little over 15? Look at this, a little over $15. That's pay your mortgage and give them the next three principal payments. 503, 511, and 519. A little over $15 in principal paid early kills over $3,000 in interest. And you want to know how they did it? This is how they did it. They didn't know how it was working. They just know that the little money they could put together to try to pay the house off early was saving a ton of interest, and they didn't even know how it worked. Nobody told them. They just did it. They took it. They got the benefit of putting small amounts of money, like $25, right? $25 here. I got an extra 25 bucks. I'm going to put it on my mortgage. Knocks off 5 payments and saves $5,000 in interest. All right. So, Karan says, can you please talk about how interest cancellation works if you have a late payment? Does interest cancellation work if you have a late payment? So, no, it does not. You have to be current on your mortgage or any other loan. You have to be current. Once you're current, then you can put money on principal, because if you're behind, any money that you pay goes towards getting you back on time, getting you back in line, right? Getting you caught up. So once you're caught up, and then the first thing you have to do is, once you're caught up, is make a regular mortgage or loan payment. Once you make your regular or loan mortgage or loan payment, then any money, even if it's a dime, 10 cents, a quarter, 50 cents, a dollar, okay? Even though you will put that on there, you can save, you'll start saving interest. Even a dollar here, okay? Even a dollar saves you money, okay? This is what's crazy about this thing. So if you take $1 on this mortgage, $1 applied to this mortgage saves you 20 bucks in interest. What? $1 saves you $20 in interest. So if people knew that, they could make a great headway on these mortgages. And we're wondering how they did it. Can I show you something else on this? Okay. So Karan, listen, we got the link in there. If you want to come into our studio and talk, please do. Go ahead and click the link, come into the studio, and let's have a conversation. And anybody else who's watching us online right now can do it too. Come on in to the studio and ask a question. Listen, I tell you what, if you come in, the first 2 people that come in and ask a question today, all right, first 2 people to come in and ask a question will get my book for free, and I'll pay the shipping if you're in the US. If you're in the US and you ask a question today, the first 2 people, right? You've got 5 minutes. This offer expires in 5 minutes. Okay? All right. So we've been on for 21 minutes now. At when we're on for 26 minutes and 30 seconds, this offer expires. So you can get my book, my $50 book for free for coming into the studio and asking a question. Click the link above. All right. And come on in. All right. So just follow the instructions. Now, let me show you this cumulative principal for a year, cumulative interest. In 1 year, this loan is paid down by $64.67. That's it. $64.67. And the bank wants you to pay $12,594.85. For those people who did not pay even a dime extra, they paid all of this. But let me show you something. What if I got my birthday's coming up? What if I got birthday gifts amounting to $64.67? What if I paid this on line one? Do you realize on this mortgage, if you give the bank the $64.67 extra on line one with your mortgage payment, you're paid down to line 12 in just 1 month for an extra $64.67, saving you about $12,000 in interest. $64.67 here. Now you know how your parents and your grandparents did it. So, why are we afraid? Why are we afraid of a 7% mortgage? We're going to put in a $420,000 mortgage, okay? And we're going to put it at 7%. There it is. Uh-oh. Got too many zeros. I don't know why I do that. Let's get that out of there. Okay, 420,000. All right, my payment is $2,794.27 on a $420,000 mortgage at 7%. That's 360 payments. Okay, so let me go down and get rid of this one too. All right, there we go. All right, so $420,000 at 7%. Here's what the bank wants: $585.93. This is the interest cost on this loan if you let them, if you let people do that. Okay. But we can control interest costs. What you can't control, you don't have control over the housing market. These prices are going all over the place. If you wait till the interest rates go down, the prices of the houses will go up. How do I know that? Because everybody who's sitting on the sidelines that's waiting for the interest rates to go down, there's still not enough houses out there. Still not enough houses. There, people are, listen, all over Huntsville, Alabama. That's where I live. All right. And tell me where you live. Tell me where you live right now. Put it in the chat. Tell me where you live. I live in Huntsville, Alabama, and they're building apartments all over the place. All over the place. Apartments and storage places. People so they can store their stuff. Okay, apartments going up, and storage businesses are going up at the same time. So when you see an apartment complex going up, and then you see storage going up, man, oh man, listen. If you're not, some of you may want to get into the storage business just because of that. But listen to this. We've got people. There are so few houses. We don't have enough houses in Huntsville, so they're building a bunch of apartments, along with trying to build enough houses. So if the interest rates go down, guess what happens to those people sitting on the sidelines? They come in and start bidding on these houses, the small amount of houses that we have available, and they bid the prices up. That's what's going to happen if you wait. Okay? I need you to call the office. Don't wait. You want to understand this right now. If you're trying to get a loan right now, call my office and get information. All right? Come on. How you doing?
It's always a great day. Mr. Don, how are you?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. Listen, I'm so glad that you're here, and we're pronouncing your name correctly, aren't we?
100%. You always do. Most people do not, but you seem to realize how to put the enunciations. So you know it's an O and not an A. Quran. Perfect.
Okay. All right. So, listen, what do you have to say about this subject today?
Well, I'm always excited about interest cancellation. So when I first heard you, I got even more excited, and after listening to you, implemented it, and then life started happening, which is what? most people will experience. However, I am getting back on track and actually utilizing it. When I have recently gotten a mortgage, and I implemented the interest cancellation method. And within the first, because I think I knocked out maybe almost 1 year of payments in about 2 months. And it really blew my mind. And then life did happen, and right now I something else happened. I had to get caught up, but it is amazing. I'm currently working with my mom right now to get her acclimated and understanding how this works. But it is the
Hmm.
best thing ever. A lot of people don't realize exactly how it works, but I am so happy that I had the opportunity to get understanding around this.
So now, you're doing this. Are you doing this on your own, or are you using our systems?
So, honestly speaking, Don, I did look at my amortization schedule, and I started implementing it with one of my mortgages, um, just from understanding how the amortization schedule works.
Hmm.
And so, yes, I did start doing it on my own.
Okay. All right. Well, so it is possible to save money on your own. You by just by watching my videos. Are you telling me just by watching the videos and listen to me, you're saving thousands of dollars?
Probably hundreds of thousands of dollars,
So
because
listen.
that
Wait,
30
wait,
year
wait.
mortgage,
Uh huh.
mhm, that
I
30-year
got.
mortgage, I'm definitely going to finish paying it within 5 years, maybe four.
Okay. So how much did you pay us to watch those videos?
How much did I pay you?
Yeah, to watch the videos.
I didn't pay you anything, but I
Exactly.
am so thankful and grateful. I paid you in baby prayers and just being very thankful and grateful to you.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So listen, right, if you're ever interested, right, if you're ever interested in saving the most money and interest that you possibly can, okay,
Hmm.
then request a savings and earnings report. It's free.
Okay.
You can know the month, day, and year you can be debt free. If you go to ice10k.com, ice10k.com, and click the button that says get a savings and earnings report, it looks like this. I'm putting it on the screen so you can see it.
Okay.
Okay. All right. And so ice10k.com, this is how it comes up. And then you will go down underneath ET's picture. All right. And
Hmm.
click on this button, get a savings and earnings report.
Got
It's
it.
free. You
Okay.
can know the month in, and if especially if you have more than one mortgage. You see, the idea is putting the least amount of money on your mortgage on any given month, because you don't do it every month, only at strategic times during the year. Pay the
Okay.
least amount of money at a given time to save the maximum amount of interest per dollar. That's how far we break this down.
Wow.
Okay. And so get that information for free. And then if you want, you can also, once you get that information, you can get a consultation if you choose. And then if you want to implement our program, then the interest savings that we point out actually pays for the program. The money you're no longer paying the bank. Make your
This
bank
is
pay
the
for it.
best thing ever. Anyone who has not tried it, who has not tapped into you, they absolutely do need to, because otherwise they're really just throwing money through the window, because they really don't have to, um, stay into a mortgage really for 30 years. There
Exactly.
are ways you teach it, and you teach it phenomenally. Mr. Don. You definitely teach it phenomenally. You make it easy to understand, and it makes sense.
Well, listen, I want to thank you for coming in today. And do you have my book?
I 100% do. That was my first go-to. Yes, definitely. You
Okay.
have to get the book. The pill method. You have to get the book. You must get the book. The book makes it very easy to understand.
And you have one signed by me, don't you?
I do.
Okay, all right. All right, so folks,
And
listen.
right now I'm in Georgia, by the way, Mr. Don.
Really?
So I don't know how far away that I am. Yes, I'm in Georgia for a little while, and then I'll be going back to Jersey.
Okay, so where in about where in Georgia are you?
So I I I I'm in the Lawrenceville area.
Okay, okay.
The
Well, you're
and then
about
I was in downtown Atlanta day before yesterday. So I'm just trying to
yeah,
see Atlanta. I'm just trying to see Georgia. Trying to
okay.
see it.
You're about 3.5 hours away from Huntsville.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you're in Huntsville.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I'm very familiar with where you are.
Okay, okay.
Shout
So you think about investing over this side?
out to the Seventh Day Adventist.
Okay, say that one more time. You're breaking up.
About investing in Georgia, and I wouldn't do it without the pill method.
Okay. All right. So you were saying something else
Did it
about,
come
did
through
I hear you say,
clearly?
yeah, are you saying something? Did you say something about Seventh day Adventists?
Yes.
Okay. What did you say?
You-
Because you
the
blanked
Seventh
out.
Day Adventist Church. Oh, did I? I was just giving a shout out to the Seventh Day Adventist Church in the Huntsville, Alabama area.
All right. Oh, so you're talking about Oakwood University Church?
Yes,
All
you
right.
know it.
All right. All right. All right. Well, listen, thank you very much for being here. I'm going to go back and start and go back into this because people are doing all sorts of things to try to manage these higher interest rates. And what they're being taught to do is actually costing them money. They're trying desperately to save money. But we're going to show some things today about what they're doing they don't need to do. Okay? So if you have a question or a comment, just open up your mic and just, let me know because I'll just keep talking. All right? I
Gotcha.
won't let you get a word in edgewise if you wait for a pause. All
Great
right?
show.
All right. Well, thank you very much. So, folks, we're back. On we're back here on $420,000 mortgage. Okay. And some of the things that we've learned already, control the principal payment and you control the loan. So if you make a payment here and you prepay this, you just saved yourself $2,447 and 99 cents in interest. By strategic prepayments, you can pay this loan off in about 7 years following our program. All right. But here are some things that people are doing. They're being told that they can get a lower interest, especially if it's a new house, a new build. And the builder is saying, as an incentive, we're going to give you, we're going to purchase for you a lower interest rate, and we're going to put another $12,000 into this thing. We're going to take 12,000 of our money and buy you a lower interest rate. Let's say 5%. Okay. So I'm going to do something here. If you get somebody who's offering you an incentive to buy points, okay, I'm going to say here, I'm going to duplicate this tab, and let's just say that we can buy this loan down. We can make it 5% instead. Now, this only matters if you can afford the 7% mortgage. Okay. If you can afford the 7% mortgage payment, then you need to listen to this. All right. I can afford the 7%, but somebody's offering me $12,000 to buy down the interest rate here. Okay. So I can get a 5% loan. Now I need to show you something, the difference between the 7% loan, which is here, and the 5% loan, which is here. Look at the principal payment. The principal payment on the 5% loan is $500. So if I want to remove one line from this mortgage, I have to come up with a whole $506.75 if I want to remove line 2. On the 7% loan, it's only $346. Remember what I said, control the principal payment and you control the loan. Don't give me, if I can afford this payment, don't try to entice me with a lower interest rate. I am not interested. Did you hear me? I am not interested. So if I have this loan and you want to spend $12,000 of your money, try to entice me to get a 5% loan. See, I'm looking at the interest rate. I'm not looking at how I can mitigate interest cost. I can mitigate interest costs better at 7% than I can at 5%. Okay. Now let me show you this part. All right. So 4,000, this is cumulative principal for a year at the 7% rate. What if I'm fortunate enough to have a few bucks in the bank and I could prepay $4,266.41? Do you realize if I could prepay that on line 1, it knocks off a whole year of payments and saves me almost $29,000 in interest? That's at 7%. But when I change the interest rate to 5, $4,200, yeah, right around in here, between 8 and 9 payments. That's it. Okay. And saves me about $13,000. So already, because you know how to read, and you're beginning to learn how to read an amortization schedule, don't get caught up in somebody giving you a lower interest rate thinking you're better off. If you can afford the 7% mortgage, you're better off with that. So here's what I need you to do. If somebody's offering, says, I'm going to take 12,000 of my dollars and I'm going to buy you a lower interest rate. I said, listen, give me the $12,000. I'm going to take my 7% interest rate. Okay. I'll take your house if you give me a credit of $12,000 instead. Give me the credit of $12,000 so that I can pick up a $12,000 check at closing. And then I'm going to take your $12,000, look at cumulative principal, and then I'm going to say, oh, if I put $12,000 on my loan, look here, that's 1 year, that's 2 years, that's almost 3 years. That's over 3.5 years. I can knock off this current mortgage with the $12,000 you wanted to give me so I can get a lower interest rate, making it harder for me to pay the loan off early. But you give me the $12,000, I'm going to put it on my mortgage, knock off 32 payments, and save $77,000 in interest with your $12,000. If somebody's offering you an incentive, don't take it. If you can, if you can afford the payment, let them give you the money and put it on the loan with a higher interest rate. Look what it does. Has anybody ever pointed this out to you before? You only get this kind of information from the P.I.L.L method. So buying down the rate doesn't help you overall. What they're doing, folks, here's the scam of it all. Okay, here's the scam of it all. Here's what they're comparing. If I get the 7% interest rate, here's what they're telling you. At 7% over 30 years, you're going to pay back $585,000. 585,000. I'm going to put it on the screen. This is what they're showing you. Okay. $585,973.20. Don't forget the 20 cents. Okay. But if I get the other loan, okay, here's what this one is only going to cost 391,000. Okay. 391,000. So we're going to subtract that. Okay. Subtract 391,674 equals, okay. I did that wrong. Hold on. Sorry. I clicked the wrong button. I don't know. Often I do that. So 500. Okay. $585,937.20. And we're going to subtract. I must have hit the plus sign by mistake. Subtract the, all right. We're going to subtract the 391. Subtract 391, 674 equals, all right, 194,263. That is the savings between the two. That's on two 30-year loans. But guess what? None of these numbers apply. Why? Because with the P.I.L.L method, you're going to be done with this loan in about 7 to 9 years. 149,000 interest savings overall over 30 years, 194,000. But look at this. If you give me your $12,000 and I put it on this loan, I save 77,000 right off the bat. 77 grand right off the bat in 1 month. I don't have to wait 30 years. I save this in 1 month, $77,000. I don't have to pay the bank. Boom, right there. Look at that. Knocked it out the park. What are y'all saying? So, it says here, Karan, you put that in the, okay, so what about a scenario where someone modified their mortgage to a very low interest rate and now being, let's see, Karan, let's go ahead and could you copy and paste that in the regular chat so people can see it? Because people need to see that. Copy and paste that in the regular chat. You put it in the private chat. People need to see this question because it's a good one. All right. Let's go back to the comments and put it there. All right. Very good. All right. So what about a scenario where someone modified their mortgage to a very low interest rate, now being offered a refinance with a higher interest rate? Would interest cancellation method work? Okay. So here's what we're doing. Now they're getting a modified mortgage. Okay. They're getting a modified mortgage. And they're only getting their mortgage modified because they must be in some financial trouble. And if they had a low interest rate before, if they get the loan modified, chances are they have to take a higher interest rate. But guess what? Generally happens in a modification. They give them a 40-year mortgage in a modification. How about that? 40-year mortgage. Let me tell you. A 40-year mortgage actually pays off even faster. So I wish somebody, not in trouble? But so why are they modifying? So you talk about refinancing then? Modifications for people who are in trouble. So are you talking about refinancing? You're muted.
So no, she's not in any trouble. So
Okay.
she actually modified years ago,
Years ago.
maybe over 18 years ago. She modified that mortgage.
Right.
However, what she didn't realize was at that time, they were modifying mortgages and they modified her to a 40-year mortgage.
Exactly. I just said that.
Okay. And now, 18 years later, we were looking at implementing interest cancellation.
Yes.
However,
Mhm.
the payments that we would need to cancel 1 month of interest, as I mentioned to her, it was almost $700 because now it's like 20 years later.
Yeah, because
So
the principal payments are a little higher.
exactly.
Well,
So I thought, why not see if maybe you can refinance and we can use, we can utilize maybe more cash to cancel the interest. She should keep that one.
because
Really?
you don't need whatever. See, here's what's happening. People are trying to figure out how much money out of their budget they can put on the loan. Okay?
Hmm.
Instead
Hmm.
of doing this, how much money am I making and paying all my bills? How much is
Hmm.
left over? Okay?
Okay.
When I figure out how much is left over, then put that amount in the bank.
Hmm.
Because you're not putting money, you don't want to put money on the mortgage every single month anyway.
Okay.
You want to do it at strategic times during the year. Okay, so let me put our system on the screen for you to help you to so we can help you to answer that question. Okay, so here's why this is something you really don't want to try on your own, especially when there's so many other moving parts involved. So let's
Hmm.
go ahead and let me pull this up. I'm glad you asked that question because this is good stuff.
See, I know a lot of people modified their mortgages, and now, this is
Mhm.
so many years later, and um, just wondered if it makes sense to refinance to be able
That
to
it only
pay it
makes
off
sense.
faster.
It only makes sense to refinance if you're going to if you need let's say there's a divorce and you you need to get out of the loan, you refinance,
Hmm.
okay?
Okay.
But generally, you don't refinance to put yourself in a better position to make payments on the loan. I never do
Yes.
it. Okay.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and put this on the screen here. Let me pull this over. All right. Boom. All right. Here is our program. So I'm going to reset this and I'll give you an idea of what we're talking about. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Reset. We're going to reset this. This is John and Rebecca Jones. They have a 30-year mortgage, but it's at a $200,000 mortgage at 6%. Okay, there it is,
Hmm.
200,000 at 6%. Payment is 1199.10. The very first payment, only $199.10 goes to principal, $1,000 goes to interest. Okay,
Yes.
so here's what we're talking about. If I do this and follow the program. So here we're starting out in January and we're just telling the program how much we're making and how much we're spending. You just click on here, you tell the program what you're doing. I made this much money,
Hmm.
okay?
Yes.
And then it disappears. It's added to the bank account inside the program so it matches your
Hmm.
bank at the matches the money at your bank. You pay your mortgage, do the same thing, pay your utilities. But here, look here. After the program does the math, it says you have in your checking account $100.90 you don't need for anything else. Put that money in savings.
Okay.
Okay. And then, you got to pay the phone bill. There's another paycheck that comes in. Then the program says, oh, you don't need this to pay bills either. $589.49. Put that in savings. This month, you're just paying the minimum payment on the mortgage, the minimum payment on the visa, the minimum payment on the auto loan. No extra money. You're just saving it up.
Okay.
Okay. So if we look at this window up here, the program says, oh, by February 9,
Hmm.
you'll have $2,021 saved up in your savings account. that you can put on the debt.
Gotcha.
So let's scroll down and see what the program says. Okay, so we're going to take money out of which account
Savings,
and put it where?
Visa.
Okay, and save $1,848 in interest that we never have to pay.
Okay.
And the program goes back to saving up money again. All right.
Okay. So
So
quick. Okay, I'm gonna let you
go
finish
ahead.
this. I was just gonna ask a quick question because you know how credit cards are revolving, and so we may pay it down 1 month, and then the next month we're utilizing it again. Is it with your interest cancellation method? Does that take that into? Does that factor that in or take it into account?
Of course, and we encourage it. We actually encourage using credit cards to pay bills.
Really? Okay.
Yes. Okay, because here's what the program will do. All right. So
Mhm.
right now we're paying these bills, and we're telling the program that I use my checking account to pay my phone bill.
Mhm.
Okay. Here's how much interest I have left to pay. Okay. So we have interest remaining. This is how much interest they have left. 56,487. They're going
And
to
that's on the
save a
credit card
no. This is on the mortgage and everything.
on the mortgage. Okay.
This is on the mortgage. This is all the interest they owe on all of their debt.
Okay.
Okay. So they're going to pay this. What they're going to save is 179,000. This is how much they're not going to pay.
Gotcha.
179,000. This is how much they have left to pay. The bank wanted this and this. Okay. Let's just see
Yes.
what happens. I'm going to write that down. This is why I had to get my pen earlier. We're supposed to say we're supposed to pay $56,487
Okay.
in interest, and we
Mm-hmm.
have 179,736. Let's just see what would happen if I told the program that I pay my grocery budget on my credit card each month. Now, here's what happens. When you, in our system, if you link your grocery budget to the credit card, then the program automatically increases your minimum payment to cover whatever you're spending on that the next month.
Wow.
So if you put that $400 on your credit card and you link it in the program, then the program sees that and says, okay, I see your minimum payment is 25 bucks, but or 50 bucks, but we're going to increase your minimum payment to cover this. So you're not paying interest on monthly expenses.
Okay.
So that means the $400 that you would have spent stays in your bank account a little bit longer, doesn't it?
Yes.
Then that way the program can tell you, oh, you need to go ahead and pay um, a little bit more towards your debt because we're calculating the fact that you have more money left.
Okay.
The more money you use, then there's less money that we could put on the debt at a given time. Okay.
Gotcha.
So let's just see what happens. I'm going to change this in here. I'm going to tell the program, you know what? I want to change this from my checking account to my credit card, to my Visa. All right. I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
save that. Let me see if that helps me at all.
Mm-hmm.
Could help me. It could hurt me. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So we were supposed to pay $56,487
Uh-huh.
in interest. How much you going to
Right.
pay now?
56 to 51. So that's a
So we're actually going
savings.
to pay less by using the credit card.
Wow. Okay.
When you understand, you see, there's so much we think we know about it,
Mm-hmm.
but it's based on information we've been told over the years.
Yes.
It's really not based in any math. When you do the math, it helps. And now you have somebody else or something else, an AI system that does the math and says, actually, if you use your credit card, you'll have more money in your bank for a little bit longer. Plus, it's going to get paid off next month. We're able to put a little bit more money on principal on your loans just a little bit faster. And the interest payments you have currently are your most expensive. So the sooner you can put money on the debt, the better off you are. Does that
Mm.
make sense?
It makes perfect sense.
And with
Wow.
it, the credit card is a rewards card.
Oh, you're getting even more points for using the credit card.
And you get your points for how much money? For free.
That's
So
amazing.
I
So
run,
I see it takes into account every factor that
yes,
if someone like me is trying to do it on my own, it's not I'm not taking into consideration all these how everything is working together.
exactly. And the program puts it all together for you. And people
Yeah.
think, well, Don, yeah, I know you got, I know you got a business, and I know your stuff costs money. But here's the thing: when you get our program, it doesn't cost you money; it makes you money.
Mm. Mhm.
So not getting it.
And this
Go,
works even for, let's say, someone like me who I don't have a traditional 9 to 5, and so I work largely from commissions.
okay, well, listen. So we've got now. I'm glad you said that because I'm using this. Otherwise, you would think I did something wrong. Okay,
Yeah.
this is John and Rebecca. All right. So let's go into John and Rebecca's budget here. Okay.
Hmm.
And John, okay, so John he says, I get biweekly, and Rebecca's paid weekly, right?
Hmm.
So let's take a look and see here. If I open this up, what's John's pay category?
Oh, commission. Okay.
Oh, so this week he's making 950.
Hmm.
Next 2 weeks he could make 1250.
Right.
2 weeks after that he could make no 50.
Right.
All you
That's
do is tell the program what you're making, and it automatically adjusts just like GPS.
got you. That
So
makes a
if I make so John and Rebecca are supposed to put um, this much money on on their debt, and if he makes less money, then this number will change. If he makes more money, this number will change. So,
wow.
and here's what's great about it. Let me start this over. Okay, I love this part. All right. So, what if you had planned to put some money on your debt and this happened to you? You tell me what would happen. So, we're going to
Okay.
go in here. We're going to reset the program, reset it. All right. We reset the program. All right. And John's supposed to get 950. And on February 9, they're supposed to put $2,021 on debt based on current spending patterns.
Hmm.
Okay. But this paycheck, okay, he's planned to put $2,000 on. This paycheck, he actually gets $0. All right. Well, he got something. He got $1. Okay. Okay. That's all.
Oh, yeah. Not from commission.
Yeah, that's all we got from commission. Yeah, we got $1. Okay. Okay. So now they had planned to put this is just as January. They had planned to put money on the debt in February.
Hmm.
Okay. And if this happened to anybody else, would they still put money on the debt if they had a whole paycheck? What? They had a whole paycheck that's missing.
Nope.
No, they're not going to do it because they're going to feel bad because they didn't make any money. But see, the program doesn't have feelings. It just does math. So we're going to tell the program, all right, we're going to tell the program that that's what we made. Let's see what any adjustments that the program makes. Well, it just moved it to March 15 instead. We're
Mm-hmm.
going to still put $2,000 on the debt.
Okay.
How about that?
Gotcha. Gotcha.
You follow?
Gotcha. Yes,
Okay.
because numbers got to make sense.
Yes,
So I think I think that's amazing because it will adjust it for us.
exactly. And that's what's happening here. So when you're telling the program how much you're making and how much you're spending, the program is constantly calculating and recalculating what can we do so that you can save the most amount of interest anytime you put money on your debt. Okay? And anytime you put money on your debt, it's always going to tell you how much interest you're saving each and every time. And when you do the math, this is the most interest they can save per dollar at that point. Putting any more money on doesn't help them at this point.
Okay.
Put the least amount to get the best result. All right. So now,
Amazing.
so your friend who has the other mortgage, and so the program is only going to tell you how much to put on and when.
Mm.
So let's do a little something. Let's do a little exercise here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pull up their mortgage and we're going to do something. So we're going to pull up a new amortization schedule. We're going to put in $200,000. Okay. We're going to put it at 6%.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And we're going to calculate that. Okay.
Okay.
So about $200 saves us about $1,000 in interest. Do you see that?
Yes,
So what I need you to do you have your phone handy
I
with your
do.
with your
I
calculator? Will you
do.
help me?
I definitely can. I love numbers. I'm ready.
Okay. All right. So you're going to put $1,000 in your calculator.
Okay.
$1,000 in your calculator, and in mine, I'm going to put $200 in my calculator.
Okay.
Okay. So if I prepaid $200, I can save 1,000.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have $200. I have half of this. So I'm going
Okay.
to divide mine by two, which means I have $100. How much
Okay.
interest can I save? Divide yours by two. How much interest can I
500.
save? So
500.
with $1,000, is it still with $100? Is it still worth it?
Of course.
Well, I don't have 100. I only have 50. I'm dividing mine by two. Divide yours by two. I only have $50 to put on the mortgage. How much interest can I save?
So 250 now?
Yep.
Am I still dividing that 500? Because I
Yep.
started at 1,000. I took
Right.
it to half,
Hmm.
500, and I'm
Yep.
taking to another half, 250.
250. So $50 saves me 250.
Wow.
Is it still worth it?
Of course.
So we get so used to taking a look at putting money on there and looking at what it does to the principal payment. We're not looking at what it does to the interest. So I don't have $50. Guess what? I only have 25. I'm dividing mine by two again. Divide just by two again. $25 saves me how much?
25 bucks is going to save us $125.
Still worth it, isn't it?
Still worth it because no matter how much we are able to eliminate, it's worth it.
Exactly.
25, I'm going to give you $25 and you're going to give me 125. I'll take it.
And that's what interest cancellation is all about. How do I use my money to save more interest? The current amount of money that I have. So the program doesn't tell you put this much money on the debt and then say go find it. We're actually working with all the money that you have available, okay? And
Mhm.
that's after, watch this. That's after you tell us, yeah, I want to keep $4,700 in the bank. So you can have anything else. So the program can't touch this money if you tell it. I want to keep $4,700 in the bank, so we're not taking all of the money. People think you got to take all of your money to get out of debt. So I'm going to get out of debt in 7.7 years. All right. So we got principal payment. All right. So here's our years to pay off. 7.8 now. Okay. Because I lost a paycheck. All right. Just went up 1/10. Okay. But what if I told the program I want to save $24,700? When will I be out of debt? 7.8 years. All right. Now, oh, still 8.6. The program can't touch $24,700 of their money and still gets them out of debt in 8.6 years. When you do the math, it makes big difference. Deanne Watkins says, I was going to ask, when are those strategic times per year? The program figures that out. The program figures that out. Yep. It's AI, because the other one was so the program is constantly looking for the right date and the right amount. So if we do this, we can't put money on debt until June 6th. If I take this out, all right, and take that out and put it back to where it was. So the right date was June 6th. Now the right date is March 15. So the day is constantly changing. The month is constantly changing. So it doesn't stay constant, just like your electric bill doesn't stay constant. So this is what we're doing to help people with these high interest rates, to mitigate the high interest rate. Don't worry about the interest rate. Worry about how much interest you will not pay the bank. That's what this program is all about. Don't wait for the rates to come down. Do what you can. If you can afford the payment, get your house now, and then work with us and save $170,000, $200,000, $250,000 in interest you will never pay the bank, and you'll still get to live a great lifestyle, because John and Rebecca Jones have in their, look here, in their unitemized budget. That means money that they can spend any way they want. $1,300 every single month and still get out of debt. So Dave Ramsey says, you have to take all of your money and throw it at the debt. No, you can save money. You can tell a program, this is how much money I want to spend on my family each month. And then the program still says, let's put some money away that you don't need every month to put away. When we get the right amount of money, then the program will say, take out this much money to the penny on this day in this month and apply it to this loan. That's how you beat the high interest rate. You can master 7% interest rates with AI. How's that, Deanne? How do we do? All right. Listen, folks, anybody else got any more questions for me? Any other questions? Because listen, I love to answer the questions. So when we're working with this program, we can take a look at so many things simultaneously that you don't even get a chance to think about. Deanne says, I see. That's amazing that the program tells you when to do the extra payments. Genius. Listen, it's math. So listen, everybody's going crazy over AI. Guess what? The P.I.L.L method has been using AI since 2006. Artificial intelligence tells us how much to pay and when to pay. A spreadsheet can't do that because a spreadsheet is not AI. A spreadsheet isn't artificially intelligent. This is. It is called a dynamic optimization program, meaning whatever information you give it, it will adjust to the information it's given, and its sole purpose is saving you interest. Okay? So John and Rebecca Jones know that they're going to save $179,000 in interest right off the bat and be done in 7.8 years. And actually, they're going to be done faster than that. Do you know what the program does next? Okay, let me show you something here. We're going to put in interest remaining. Okay, we have $57,077 in interest remaining. 57,077. That's how much interest we have left to pay. Okay, but what if my utility bill here? Let me get rid of this. Okay, go back to action plan. Okay, my utility bill supposed to be $200. That's the average. But this month, we were on vacation, and I only paid $100 for my utility bill this time. All right, which means that's $100 I didn't have to pay. So the program says, you know what? You had planned to spend that $100. Let's see how much extra interest we can cancel with that $100 by putting it on principal sometime down the line. So we're going to execute that. Tell the program we only spent $100. Okay, so we had $57,077. Now we only have $57,015 in interest. Every penny counts in this program. Any money that you're telling the program you're supposed to spend and you don't spend it, the program is going to say, oh, let's take that money and put it on the debt. So also, John and Rebecca Jones, they can spend up to $1,300 a month. Well, what if they tell the program, you know what? We didn't spend all $1,300. We only spent $1,000 of it. Okay, we only spent $1,000 of this money. Let's see what that does to their overall interest just that month. Now we're down to $56,853. We started out at $57,077. Now we're down to $56,853. We started out at 7.8 years. Now, okay, it was still 7.8 years. But if they keep going, saving more interest, the more interest they save, the less time they will have in this mortgage. They will cut time off. They'll keep cutting time off by managing their debt and managing their spending. If you tell the program how much money you're actually spending, it will readjust. And any money that you have in your budget that you don't spend, like the food and dining budget, let's just say I spent everything except $5. 300. Oh, let me take a look here. How much interest do we have left? Let me take a look at that. Let me see if $5 will even make a difference. So right now I have $56,853 left. Okay. And just this month alone, I'm supposed to spend $400 on food, but we spent $395. Okay, we weren't trying to do it, just how it happened. I got a few things on sale. Okay, let's see if even $5 makes a difference. See if $5 makes a difference. So I had $56,853. And even $5 I didn't spend on budget knocked another $3 off in interest. I don't have to pay the bank. This is what's going on inside this program. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to manage 7% interest rates, you need an opportunity cost calculator. You need something that's going to be working in your favor, looking at your entire budget, making sure that you can master 7% interest rates. At this point, you're saying, I don't care about interest rates anymore. I just care about how much interest I'm actually going to pay using my current budget and I can still have fun and save money. Oh my goodness. I need you to hear from somebody right now who used our methodology to pay off his mortgage in record time. And his name is E.T., the hip hop preacher, Eric Thomas. Let's hear from Eric Thomas. Let's see what he has to say about this program.
Listen to me, y'all. But one of his mentees took us through one of their programs, and I paid off my mortgage. But guess what happened? My marriage went to a whole nother level. And you know why? Because my wife is a security freak. And even when I blew up, my wife would be like, oh, you blew up, but how long is you gonna keep making this kind of money? I was like, I don't know, forever. She's like, you sure? Because I'm gonna keep my license as a nurse just in case you don't. So when I paid the house off, my boy was like, you ain't gotta do that, you can do this. But when I paid the house off using that program, it took the stress level all the way down from my wife because we no longer had a mortgage. Does that make sense? That thing that was coming every month, that was getting on her nerves, we didn't have that no more. And so she was at rest.
E.T., the hip hop preacher, #1 motivational speaker on the planet, who commands up to $150,000 an hour when he's speaking to corporations. Listen, he used the P.I.L.L methodology to pay off his mortgage, and his wife feels so much better. So go to ICE10K.com. ICE stands for Interest Cancellation Expert. Interest Cancellation Expert. ICE10K.com. And then scroll down under ET's picture and get your savings and earnings report. It's in 2 parts. Just follow, it's 2 steps. Just follow the instructions. Put in your name, your email, put in your country code. That's important. Then your phone number, your postal code, and then and say you want to save. All right. Once you do that, we're going to confirm your email, send you an email, confirm it. That will let you into the financial form. Just put all your finances in there, the one that we asked for. Okay. And we'll tell you, and don't leave anything out. The more debt you have, actually, the better off you are in this program. Put it all in. The average family has 13 different debts. Did you know that? We help them get out of debt in an average of 7 to 9 years by saving a ton of interest. So if you want to master 7% interest rates, then get a savings and earnings report first, and it's free. Know the month, day, and year you're going to be debt free. Know the interest rates you're going to, the amount of interest that you will actually pay, and the amount of interest you will save. We will tell you all of that. And then what we'll do is also tell you your effective interest rate. What does that mean? If you have a 7% interest rate from the bank, and we're going to tell you how much interest you will not pay, we're going to calculate what your effective interest rate would be on the interest that you do pay. And often, ladies and gentlemen, it's under 1%. We got people as low as 0.67%. 0.67% is their effective interest rate, coming all the way down from 7. Listen, I don't know what else to say about that. You want to master your interest rate? Get an opportunity cost calculator. All right. And so the next thing we want to take a look at, folks, is my book on Amazon. Get my book. It's not a how-to, but it is a book that's going to help you to change your thoughts about how all of these loans actually work. There's more to it than meets the eye. There's so much that we don't know about this, and there's so much I can't even cover in this meeting. We're here 3 times a week. I can't cover it all. So the book is going to help. So go to the same card, all right, and click on the link that says buy my book. It's right here. All right, buy my book. Get the book. All right. Now, I need your help. I absolutely need your help. I need more eyes on the YouTube channel. If you will help me, the P.I.L.L method will pay you as an affiliate. Okay. Click on this link right here. Become an affiliate. Fill out, it takes 15 seconds. Put your name, your phone number, your email address, and how you want to get paid. Cash App, Zelle, Venmo, PayPal. Put that in there. When you share our YouTube channel with someone that wants to do something better or different with their loans, we only want to speak to people who are interested in changing what they're doing. If they're satisfied with what they're doing, yeah, don't even bother. We don't want to talk to them because they don't want to talk to us. They're satisfied with what they're doing. So you find somebody who wants to change, have them watch the videos for a day or two, and then you call them back and say, do you want more information? If they say yes, if you're and if you are an affiliate, okay, then you scroll down, use the ice10k.com, scroll down underneath my picture, and you will see refer a friend. Put your friend or family's name in here, their name, their phone number, their email, their zip code. Put in your name and telephone number here, okay? I only want to talk to them if they watch the videos. Please, do you know people get so excited? They want to send people right away. And also, they're sending us people that they didn't even talk to first. Don't do that. Don't do that. Send them to the YouTube channel if they want change. Call them back, and if they want more information, tell them you're going to send in their information, and someone will call them. All right. So put in your name and number, all right, and give us some information about them, and then click submit. Once you click submit, then we go to work, and we're going to do a savings report for them. We're going to do a consultation for them. And if they want our program, if they want to become part of the P.I.L.L method family, then we will pay you $300. You send us 2 in the month of March, we'll pay you $400 for the second one. You send us 3, we'll pay you $500 for the third one. You send us 4, we'll pay you $600 for the fourth one. And if you send us 5, we'll pay you $1,200 for the fifth one. That's a total of $3,000 a month. And then it starts over for the month of April. Okay, starts over again. So anywhere from $300 to $3,000 a month, just getting people to watch the videos and then sending us their information. What could be easier than that? You're not selling a thing. So, folks, I want to thank you for being here today. We're going to be right back here on Sunday. And we're going to have Flame Newton here. Flame Newton is coming into our studio, and we're going to be talking about debt relief company scams. Have you heard about these? Where you can get your debt relief. They'll negotiate for you. They'll drop your interest rates. They'll negotiate your stuff away. Don't believe them. Don't believe them. They're taking your money, and at best, at worst, they're going to take your money and not do a doggone thing. All right. At best, they're going to ruin your credit. Okay. We're going to talk to you about how all of this works. And Flame Newton is who is America's foremost credit educator. Okay. Flame Newton, you can look him up. He's got a book too. He's going to come in and talk to you about if you're thinking about using one of these debt relief programs, don't do it. He's going to tell you what you can do instead. Do not let these people take your money. Do not let these people ruin your credit. Be here Sunday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, 8:30 Central for debt relief company scams. Don't get scammed. All right. Listen, folks, I want to thank you so very much. We're going to get out of here now. But we'll look forward to seeing you on Sunday, and look forward to seeing you in the weeks to come, giving you more valuable information. Now we're going to go out with my video, and we're going to talk to you again on Sunday, 9:30. Be here. And don't forget the 3 things that I shared with you. All right? Get the book, get a savings and earnings report, become an affiliate, and then work with people, get them over to the YouTube channel. Queen, thank you for being here. We appreciate you so much. So happy Sabbath, everybody. And we'll be in church tomorrow, so don't call me tomorrow. Okay? But we'll see you on Sunday. All right? How many want to know how to pay off all of your debt in an average of 7 to 9 years? You can do all of this without refinancing, without change to your budget, without sacrificing lifestyle.
Me and my husband do the P.I.L.L method, and last year we were able to pay down $33,000 on our mortgage without feeling like we were poor. We still did tons of entertaining things and enjoyed our family.
You don't have to eat beans and rice every day. You don't have to cut up your credit cards. You don't have to drive a 30-year-old car. You don't have to sell pizzas at night to pay off your mortgage. All you need to do is pay the bank less interest. That's what we're talking about today. Here is what P.I.L.L method stands for: prepayment of principal, isolation of principal amounts, leverage, and liquidity. You understand it? You have a way of getting out of debt more efficiently. The interest rate you're quoted is not the interest rate you pay. You think you're buying a $500,000 home. The true cost of that home is what? $758,000. Total interest paid as a percentage of principal, 51.777%. That's what's going on with this loan. The ability to read and defeat an amortization schedule is not taught at any level of financial education. I need you to understand the power of a penny. You will not hear what I'm talking about from Dave Ramsey. Do you know why? Because I own the copyright. I literally wrote the book.
But Don has some valuable information that can contribute to the quality of a person's life. And it only costs you a few dollars. It's his book. Why not get that?
I'm going to go through the P.I.L.L method myself with some of my investment properties. So I'm going to link up with Don, and then I'm going to sit down with him, show him my investment portfolio, and see how I can eliminate interest.